Hello, everyone. This is my reflections presentation. Writing the reflections paper was very insightful. So I reflected deeply on my experiences from the military, from the most recent job. One of the biggest takeaways from this reflection is how my mind has shifted from a task-oriented project manager to a steward focused on people and being a strategic leader. The evolutions in the past year have set me up for success by helping me understand the long-term value, stakeholder management, and risk management. In the past year, the long hours of reading and classwork had one thing that kept coming up again and again: value. Many projects fail not because of poor execution, but because there is no clear focus on long-term value. A perfect example of this was the rental company Blockbuster. They had a great opportunity to buy Netflix and become a dominant force in the industry, yet their short-term gains and future failure to recognize the long-term value of streaming led to their downfall. This example highlights why it is imperative that as project managers, we look beyond immediate gains and consider future impacts, especially in environmental contexts. A critical area of growth that has developed during my journey, reflected in my paper, is the role of stakeholder management in projects. I realized that each stakeholder brings different expectations based on their experience and culture to the organization. To meet those requirements, I must be very open in communication by showing empathy when required and learning to be an active listener. Being open-minded to stakeholder perspectives leads to better alignment of project outcomes. The reflection highlighted one point I still need to develop further is my ability to manage risks in projects. And one way through this is risk analysis. I've gained a considerable experience identifying risks, but I recognize that in the past, my approach has been reactive rather than proactive. The skills I have learned in this past year, such as risk registers, SWOT analysis, and P5 analysis, have begun to shift my mindset towards a more structured approach towards risk. The risk tools learned in the classroom will help me adopt a more forward-thinking approach, enabling me to anticipate the challenges and develop effective mitigation strategies. In conclusion, the reflection paper has reinforced my strengths and weaknesses and clarified that what direction I want to continue my professional journey. The transition from doing tasks and being a manager to a more strategic, more centered approach will set me up for success in all future projects that I will lead.